And so what I realized was there was a lot of shitty things that happened in my life. I could let them dictate where I go, right?
Yeah.
Or I could say thank you for that experience and move on and do something positive. I'll give you a quick example. I'm not afraid to share this. When I was 10 years old, I was sexually abused by one of my mom's girlfriend's sons. He was a few years older than me. We would go into his room. We would start to play this quote unquote game. And I'm 10 years old. I don't know right from wrong.
Yeah.
It feels a little weird emotionally, physically. Like this, I don't know if this is right, but okay, and it was, so I go and I tell my mom, and my mom doesn't do anything about it. Happens again. Tell her. The only thing that she did was remove me from that house. So like I didn't go to that house anymore.
Yeah.
Right? Did she ever address it? I don't know. Does my father know about this to this day? I don't think so. Because I don't think that kid would be living. Right?
Yeah.
But I could have let that experience completely put me in a different trajectory of life. And I said, you know what? I can now, because I buried that, Stu, for years. I didn't come out and talk about that stuff probably until the whole Weinstein stuff started to come out. So, and we're talking 1989, 90, that probably happened. So 20 something years, I buried it in my closet. Right.
Yeah.
And then as soon as that came out, it was like a trigger for me. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I should talk about this and maybe help other people. And so I did. And I started talking about it on my podcast. I started talking about it, on other people's podcasts. We go down this road, right? And you don't understand, Stu, the responses I get back from people privately. Yeah. Henry, thank you so much for sharing that. I had a similar experience. Your story really helped me see a different perspective that I didn't see, So all of those trials and tribulations that I had in my life, I use them as lessons. And I'm able to tell the story today to help other people. So that's how I use those tough moments in my life. I use them as lessons to share with other people so that I could maybe pave a smoother road for them. Right. And so that's how I've been dealing with those moments and working through them, because listen, my son's 3 years old. You don't think he's going to come into a situation one day where somebody may say, hey, let's try this. Right. So I got to prepare this. And it's funny. It's a crazy story, right? I was 16 years old. I was hanging out at my friend's house. We were watching WrestleMania. And we were badasses back then. So, we would have our older friends go and buy us like a 6-pack, and we would like drink it in the house, right? Watching WrestleMania at 16 years old, like badasses do, right? Yeah. Well, nobody said to us, nobody said to me at least, that his older brother, who was quote unquote watching us that night, was a recovering alcoholic. So, Stu, what happens? We're watching WrestleMania, having a good time. I pass out because I'm tired. I wake up so the guy has a relapse. The brother has a relapse.
Dang.
I wake up to the wife screaming upstairs, getting beaten to death. Right? Throws her down the steps. I'm sitting in the couch, shitting my pants. Sorry if I'm cursing. It's just
all good.
Right. I'm sitting on the couch, literally eyes. You could see the white in my eyes. Right. I'll never forget the guy's face. He grabs me by the shirt, right underneath the neck, and he cocks his fist back past his head. And all I hear is my friend Jesse going, "Don't hit him. He didn't do anything. It's not his fault. Don't hit him. Don't hit him." And he let me go. He goes back upstairs to go after the wife again. I grab my shoes. I run out the back door. I slip on the ice because it was cold that day.
Oh.
So the ice digs into the palm of my hand and it cuts me like a blade, right? I still have scars on my hand that remind me of that day. But here's the moral of the story.
Yeah.
I can look a person in the eyes and within seconds know if they suffer from alcoholism or if they're an alcoholic. I have been 10 for 10 with people I've picked out of a crowd. And I don't say this publicly, you know,
Right.
and call people out. But I would say to my wife, that guy's got a problem or that girl's got a problem. I know that they pound, you know, they have a drinking problem. I could tell it from their face. I could see it in their skin. I could see it. I've been 10 for 10 my whole entire life. And I just navigate around those situations.
Yeah.
So again, that lesson could have put me in a tailspin, or that situation could have put me in a tailspin, or it primed me, or it made me more vigilant, right? So if I see, here's where I'm getting.
Yeah.
My son says, "Daddy, I want to go play with my friend Tommy's house." And I go over there one day and I look at the father.
Yeah.
Right? I'll know by his skin tone, his eyes, his face, everything. In 1 second, I will know what's up. And I'll just tell him, "No, we're not hanging out here. You want Tommy to come over and play with us? Come play with us." That's why I'm building this house the way that I'm building it.
Love that.
Right?
That's cool.
So I hate to sound like this, but I think these lessons in life have just made me more aware,
Yeah.
not only with the outside, but the inside. You know, I'm more self-aware through these situations as well. So again, self-awareness, if anybody's listening still, is one of those things that I would highly recommend you start to tune into, because when you know yourself better than anybody else,
Yeah.
you'll start to make right decisions, and decisions are what's going to get you to the next
Totally.
level, no matter where that is.